It's getting hot in her, and not just the temperatures outside. I think we hit 90 today. It's getting hot in her because I'm suddenly cashing tickets on, get this, WNBA.
What?
How am I stacking paper betting on these relatively obscure gambling markets? It couldn't be because the NBA is pumping the sports books to offer consistent WNBA promotions in an effort to grow fandom in the wake of Caitlin Clark's college run. No, we'll save that for 2 episodes from now when we talk NBA draft conspiracies with Good JuJu. It's OddsShopper. Their tool identifies the best of the WNBA's players most likely to underperform game to game. If you like betting women's professional basketball or could care less and just want to make money, use our link in the show notes or via goodjujubets.net. Give us a shout when you register and we're happy to help show you the ropes.
We can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch. Oh yeah, so easily
We
offended.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9, 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
Everybody's represented. That guy that didn't have much money to come to BetBash, you could learn a lot from that guy, just as much as you could learn from the billionaires.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good JuJu.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good JuJu, the show with more pop than a Louisville Slugger. Before we get started, if you'd be so kind, give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever that button is that lets your favorite podcast platform know you appreciate us. You can also follow us on the socials at Good JuJu Bets. We are thrilled to welcome into the show this week a legendary sports bettor, a man who we could talk for hours with about a life lived in the world of sports gambling. But for today, we are thrilled to be welcoming in the owner of BetBash, Spanky, to get us properly informed on bet bashing with Good JuJu. Spanky's going to walk us through the hows and whys of the premier sports betting conference, BetBash. But before we get to that, it's time for the Heat Check. Heat Check! Boom. Kurt, you've been sitting on this for a while, so why don't you kick us off with your comments on cash outs?
Yeah, so I'm sure everybody knows, last couple weeks we've had some hot and steamy cash out offers on the table in the world of sports gambling. And it's gotten a little ridiculous to the point where cash out is becoming the thing to do on social media.
What?
And it's kind of driving me crazy. I don't know if you guys pay attention to all of them, but I pay attention to most of them. And
What are you talking about? What do you pay attention to most of?
What a weird thing to pay attention to.
Most of what?
these huge parlays that guys are putting out and then cashing out on the last leg.
So that guy cashed out for like 100 G's, right?
That's just because your Twitter algorithm feeds you that content.
Yeah, of course. I love it.
You're right.
Because
You're
everybody posts their slip,
Yeah,
right?
with the cash out.
But it's not just that guy. It's like guys betting $5 to win 1,000
And they're cashing.
and they're cashing out.
Got it.
And it's getting to the point now where people are just like, everybody's commenting in the video, take the cash out, take the cash out, take the cash out. And it's like, these people don't know anything about the math behind the cash out. And then you have the guy who took 80 grand, which I'm glad he got 80 grand. But
Totally.
after that, people were commenting like, you could have sold that ticket for 120,000, right? Because
Right.
Jay was listening to VSiN and they brought up that people were offering him 100 grand for that ticket.
Yeah.
And he cashed out for 80. But, you know, I understand those big cash outs, but some of these smaller cash outs that are getting posted by some of these sites where people are betting $5 to win 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 and they're cashing out.
How much time did he have to decide on that cash out?
Plenty.
No, what?
Days.
Yeah.
What's plenty?
I would say he probably had 36 hours.
Okay. So you're confident that if 36 hours from now, you've got $80,000 via clicking a button, you'd be able to figure out in 36 hours how to get 100,000?
I mean, that's a great question.
Feels.
I would try like who could I contact in my out of all the people we interviewed, Because this has been going on for like 6 months with this guy's ticket because he won the Rangers World Series and he won the.
I believe we could pull this off because of the contacts we've made.
Resources.
Right.
However,
I don't think AJ could pull it off.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But that's what site that posted that? Isn't it like BR Betting or something like that? Or
yeah,
I'm sure one of those.
Well,
yeah,
they all did. They all did.
They've been posting his cash out prices for months now, right? Leading up to this. So I'm sure message them. Would they have a contact? Like, hey, who can I get a hold of? Because they're a pretty big outlet.
What I'm trying to say is you're putting a lot of trust into this is bar talk, right?
Yeah.
Someone's offering him $100,000.
Yeah.
He's an idiot for not taking the 80K.
Right.
Well, how are you actually going to execute that 100K?
It's like, oh, some guy on the internet is like, oh, you're going to show me how to get $40,000.
Right. Even if you go to someone at BR Betting, like if I'm someone at BR Betting, I'm like, yeah, I'll show you how to get $100,000.
You're the intern that day.
Here, transfer me that ticket, and then I'll send you $100,000.
Right. What's your login?
I agree that guy did the right thing.
Yeah.
It's some of these other cash outs that it's just getting ridiculous.
I'm not saying that guy did the right or wrong thing. I think we would have gotten more value than 80K, but also we host a sports gambling podcast.
Yeah, what would you have done?
Me?
Just like quick gut check, because I know exactly what I would have done.
I would have started to contact every single person I've interviewed who I trust and respect.
I would have flown directly to Las Vegas.
How much was on the line?
I don't know.
1.7 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call. I'd go to Vegas.
I'd go directly to Las Vegas.
I would call.
Steve Fezzik, where are you?
I would DM Jeffrey Benson and be like, hey, man.
How do I sort this?
Can you talk to me?
Yeah. I would have gone straight to Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good call.
Good
call.
conversation. I think we all know we don't even have to cover the topic. Should you cash out? The answer is no.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the books are offering it to you.
Yep.
Because it's advantageous to them. So done with that. You have something interesting to discuss. There's big news in the world of gambling we need to cover.
Yep. You're going to be listening to this in a couple of days, but literally today, the Massachusetts Gaming Commission held a roundtable to discuss when and why sports books decide to limit players. Did you guys see this?
I heard something. I heard DraftKings didn't show up.
Not a single operator showed up.
Wait, I thought that not one?
Bally's showed up, who does not operate in Massachusetts, and they said, talk to Canby.
Why Canby?
Because that's who operates their odds service.
Oh.
So
that's like ESPN showing up and going, yeah, we're happy to be here.
Yeah.
We have no clout here.
Yeah.
We're the marketing wing.
Right. So not a single operator in Massachusetts that has a mobile license showed up. They all gave him a big middle finger. Professional sports bettor, husband, father of 4, at Call Cust Service, as in Call Customer Service, Josh on Twitter. He tweeted, 10 predators declined to discuss why they don't want to be preyed upon.
That's pretty good.
Shout out Hitman for retweeting that.
Yeah. We're going to be talking with Spanky later on in the episode, and we're going to be asking him about that. He had some perspective that he put out on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of a wild thing. Like, they brought up the fact that they were going to ask the sportsbooks to talk about this, and it was like encouraging for a few minutes. But here we are.
So what's the Massachusetts government trying to do here?
Well, the Gaming Commission is trying to get some answers on, the level of transparency on when and why you're limiting sportsbook bettors at non-transparent limits for markets.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not saying anything other than show up and tell us why you do this. Like, what's the reasoning?
And this is important for all gamblers. This is important for sharps. This is important for squares. This is important for new people, for experienced people. Sharps want to know their consistent limits that they're able to get down and that they're able to play in the books. And really, the sports books are preying on the recreational gamblers or the less experienced gamblers by giving them limits that are 20 times higher than the limits of the people who know what they're doing.
Yes. Yes.
And so they are feeding out of one side of their mouth to the losing sports bettors, out of the other side of their mouth to the winning sports bettors. They're saying, we don't want you. And then they're sitting around telling Congress and the government and everything that we are here to protect problem gamblers.
Yes. Which is the hilarious part.
Which that is a contradiction that cannot be resolved.
Yep.
So Absolutely agree with
So we'll
that.
see where it goes.
Yeah. Hopefully there's something that comes to that. I think we need consistent limits. We need to not be banning people from casinos or from sports books just for being good at gambling.
Yeah.
So I think we're all on board with that. Let's move on to some fun news because I got something that I thought was pretty funny. So we released our episode 2 weeks ago, right?
Mhm.
Carney Games with Good JuJu. What'd you think of that episode, Gert?
Loved it.
Yeah, we had Christy fill in. What'd you think of her performance?
Dr. Christie was fantastic.
Yeah, Doc Breezy was wonderful. So, interestingly enough, the day after we released that episode, a man wins almost $2 million betting a Carney side game. So, the day after our last episode goes live with Heather, Carney Games with Good JuJu, a guy at the Venetian hit the Millionaire Progressive Jackpot side bet Carney game, playing 3-card poker for almost $2 million. His side bet is not just on the 3-card poker table, but also on the Ultimate Texas Hold'em, Let It Ride, Crazy 4 Poker, and Mississippi Stud. All Carney games
Yeah.
at the Venetian, at least.
Huh.
So isn't that kind of interesting? Now we understand how that works in terms of that side bet game moving around on different table games. Maybe the Venetian probably owns that one outright. Isn't that what she said?
Who knows? So it was like a jackpot across all of those games?
Yeah. And it's a
Wow.
progressive.
Yeah.
And you play it and you hit it.
Do you know exactly what he hit?
I mean, they put it in there. There was
Yeah.
a USA Today article I read about it. So
Okay.
I'd encourage everyone to check it out.
Yeah,
I
interesting.
mean, I wonder if, I got to assume, right? He's probably a listener
Most likely.
of the podcast.
Yeah.
We gave him the Good JuJu. I mean, that's our brand.
Absolutely, yeah. He probably
So-
didn't even know what a side bet was.
Yeah. But don't get your hopes up, folks. Since launching the game in 2018, 6 years ago, 14 people have become millionaires playing the game.
So
You've got-
and there's a chance.
Yeah. You've got a solid 6 months before you need to stress it. That's how it works,
Okay.
right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else? I think I might have one more thing. Oh, yes. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be interviewing Guy Lawson, author of Hot Dog Money. His new book comes out June 1st. We're super excited to have him on. We're going to get to ask him about the book, about his perspective on NCAA college recruiting. But in the meantime, we had some funny shenanigans between the power conference schools and the little guys. So I thought maybe we'd preview real quickly that upcoming episode by talking just a little bit about my favorite topic, college sports.
Yeah, right.
Audience, neither one looks excited right now. Right? So here's the situation. The NCAA is reaching a settlement with former college athletes over the use of their NIL. Only power conferences are involved in the negotiations and are planning to stick non-power conferences with 60% of the bill. Okay. So this is based on distribution of NCAA revenues by conference. There's 69 schools in the power conferences compared to 283 in the non-power conferences. So 283 are getting 60% and 69 are getting 40%.
Okay, I'm tracking.
But that doesn't reflect the myriad of other ways these schools have benefited, so they aren't as reliant on these payouts. Those smaller schools survive on the distributions. The bigger schools have been able to bring in vast amounts more money via other outlets. Like, just ask yourself this. Are Binghamton and Alabama equally responsible for the mess that is big-time college athletics? Either one of you got a thought? Are they equally responsible?
No.
Right now, the suggestion is they pay an equal share.
That's absurd.
Like, Alabama benefited a ton from name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
Binghamton's not making money off of their players aren't selling jerseys for them. You know, it's going to the player's grandmother.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Binghamton players don't even have their last name on the jerseys that they sell in the shop. It's just like a generic number,
Right.
right?
Well, that's what it was before NIL.
Yeah.
Okay, you mean
They had to do it that
you
way.
couldn't get a Julio Jones jersey if
No.
you went to Alabama?
No, but they would just put out the best players' numbers that year.
Okay,
Number 2.
Yeah. So there you go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you're all interested in learning more about just how gross college athletics are, then you're going to love our next episode in 2 weeks. Hot Dog Money with Good JuJu. We're talking with the author of Hot Dog Money, Guy Lawson, as his book covering the FBI's horrendous attempt to bring down corruption within college sports recruiting hit shelves June 1st. My list of questions is too long already. Gotta tighten it up.
Hope you asked that guy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this one?
No.
Florida football coach Billy Napier, a university booster, and a former NIL staffer are being sued by Jaden Rashada,
Oh, yes. I saw the headlines. Go on.
20-year-old quarterback who now plays for Georgia and claims he was assured $13.85 million for signing with the Gators.
Yep.
So he is suing the coach
For lying.
and a booster and an NIL staffer for an undisclosed amount of money, I suppose, because they promised him $13.85 million.
Did they get it in writing?
Who knows?
I mean, those deals are contracts, so it's the same operation as anything else.
Yeah, kind of wild, right? Will be very interesting to see if he wins, how many more of these there's going to be.
No kidding. I can't believe the money in college sports.
Suing the coach.
I knew these players got paid, but I didn't. 13.85 million.
So he comes to your house and he goes, "Hey, yeah, Mrs. Rashada, we're definitely going to give him $13.85 million at least, right? I mean, going rate."
I follow college athletic recruiting for Illinois. Like
Yeah.
I read the message boards and stuff. That number is not real. That number's not real.
That's insane.
Like the highest basketball players are getting this year like 2 million.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that the top quarterback and the top NCAA football isn't getting more,
Yeah.
but I'm quite certain it's not 7 times as much.
Yeah, sure.
Right. That's like a Nick Saban salary, right?
All right, folks, we're going to cover all that in the next episode. For this episode, we are talking bet bashing with Good JuJu. For those of you gamblers that have been listening to this show for a while now, you might have tuned into our episode with Ms. Lisa, aka Mama Juice. On that episode, she recapped her experience going to BravoCon, getting ready to immerse herself in all things housewives, and nerd out with a bunch of like-minded superfans over their favorite Bravo celebrities. It was immediately after that show that I turned to my co-host Juice and proclaimed, "We have to go to Bet Bash." My brain had exploded, and I could think of no better outlet for this passionate side project we call Gambling with Good JuJu than taking the show on the road and immersing ourselves in a week-long learning adventure in the world of sports gambling. So what is Bet Bash? Bet Bash is a sports gambling networking conference hosted by professional sports bettor Spanky that focuses on 4 areas: networking, legends, education, and fun. Juice and I are going while our third less enthusiastic host, Jolly, is on the wrong side of the fence about going. One might say his feet are firmly planted on the other side of that fence. Juice, before we get to Spanky, what convinced you we needed to attend Bet Bash?
Well, it's kind of like wanting to be around your people a little bit there. We've certainly taken this hobby pretty seriously over the last few years.
Gotten weird.
And, then we doubled down by starting this hobby on top of the sports betting hobby.
Almost makes it less weird.
Almost, yeah, or twice. But
I love it either way.
So, what a great opportunity to go find some like-minded people that we can have conversations with and spark up some interest in the future of Gambling with Good JuJu.
What are you most excited for about the event? Like what specific part of it?
Yeah, I'm excited to meet a bunch of people in person that I have read their comments and listened to their conversations over the last few years.
So like people on Twitter that you've interacted with?
Podcasts and on TV. And yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure if the speed networking thing is what I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
But I think it might be the most important part of this conference.
Yeah, it'll be fun to just kind of sit down and network with people, a bunch of people, right?
That's where you're going to get a lot of what you're hoping for.
Yeah, totally.
Without having to force it.
Right, yeah. It's going to be like a little chaos when it's like open bar time, right?
Right. I wonder if that's going to be a lot of time of us hanging out together or not together.
Like me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like, are we going to glue or are we going to be like, I'm going to, no.
Right. I think I'm going to be a total weirdo and be like, oh, that's that guy. I'm going to go say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely going to do that. Okay. Well, Kurt, why don't you want to go?
Listen, I'm good for Vegas about once every 10 years, and we just went last year. So you guys can hit me up on your 10th anniversary of Bet Bash, and I'll tag along.
Oh boy.
Oh, hold on. We have been running up this sports gambling thing for as much as we have. Plus, we've started a podcast together, and that hasn't changed your perspective on going to Vegas more than once every 10 years?
Absolutely not.
Man.
Absolutely not. I think Vegas it's great once in a while. I'm not going every year, every 5 years. Like, it's not a mecca for me, especially when I can bet on my phone.
Weird.
If you had come out ahead last August, would you be going with us?
He'd probably still be there.
No. Liar. No.
If you had come out ahead last August, you would be going with us this August.
You think so?
I think you would have probably already gone back.
No chance.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I don't have to peel you off any blackjack dealers.
Right.
That was getting scary.
Thank goodness.
All right. Let's see if Spanky can talk our hermit-like friend into making the trip out to Las Vegas. Up next, our conversation with Spanky, and stick around after to see if Kurt is convinced and what Juice and I are drooling over now.
No chance.
Spanky, welcome into the show. We've asked you on to discuss the upcoming Bet Bash conference, which some of us will be attending. But before we get to that, when are we getting another episode of Be Better Bettors?
Great question. Yeah, I haven't. I was thinking actually about taping one today, or maybe tomorrow after I saw this Massachusetts legislators thing where the Massachusetts regulators, regulators had a roundtable and no operators showed up. And it's kind of I kind of wanted to give my thoughts on that, but. Be Better Bettors is one of those things. It's a labor of love, and it's I never want to put out content just to put it out. That's the reason why I don't have any sponsors. I just do it if I feel as if there's something important I need to say, or if there's somebody interesting I want to interview. But I just don't want to jam an episode just to jam an episode. So I don't know. It might be soon, or it might be a while from now. I can't really. I don't know. It depends on if I'm feeling it or not. But that's the privilege of having not having a sponsor. You do whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say that I appreciate the perspective you put out on it on Twitter today. I thought your candor was on point and very succinct.
Yeah, thanks. I think if I ever participated in one of those, I probably would be, kicked out or removed immediately, because if I hear any of these operators start bullshitting,
right?
I call bullshit immediately. I don't, and I probably, I just can't handle, I don't know if I have a filter. Plus, I don't give a shit. What are they going to do?
Right,
just kick me out? You know what I mean? I got nothing to lose.
Been there, done that.
Honesty and transparency is what we're all calling for in all this. So a voice that's going to demand it is exactly what we actually need.
Absolutely appreciate it, and also I just don't, I don't care who I piss off, and that's the one thing. And nobody, I gamble for a living, but nobody, and I'm using beards all over the place. It's not like I should care what these operators think of me or anything like that. It just doesn't matter. So that's a good part about it.
Right. Well, just for the audience's reference, you do have an illustrious history in the world of sports gambling. For all the content as far as Spanky, you got a lot of content out there as far as your backstory and everything. For the purposes of today, we're going to dive specifically into the topic of Bet Bash. Can you give us, just sort of at the outset, a little elevator pitch or upfront information about the event from your perspective?
Yeah, I like to just start off on why I created Bet Bash. It was selfish reasons, just like everything else. I'm not trying to save the world here, but I was sick of COVID and being locked down, and I kind of wanted to meet fellow bettors and talk about sports betting. This is the only thing I know, and I feel as if I can learn from others, and I could also help others, and we could kind of help each other out and learn from each other, and that's why I created Bet Bash. 4 years ago now. So it's Bet Bash has become now a multi-day event. It started off as a one-day event in Jersey City at a bar, rooftop bar, and now it's become a multi-day event where there's going to be seminars, panels. It's a sports betting networking conference. If you love sports betting and if you want to learn how to be better, to be a better. You could also listen to my podcast, Be Better. So I've, as you guys mentioned, but you come to Bet Bash, and some of the top sports bettors in the world are there at Bet Bash, and you could walk up to them, ask them questions. A lot of legends are going to be at Bet Bash, and a lot of novices as well. It's for everybody. And we have different events lined up where I like to learn hard and work hard, but I also like to play hard. So we have, I think, 4 or 5 open bars this year, and we like to have a good time, and then just talk about the one thing we all love and we all have in common is sports betting, sports gambling. So that's kind of it's an excuse that I could give my wife that I'm going to work and running a conference, but in all reality, I'm just going to hang out with a bunch of friends and making new friends and just having a good time. So hope my wife doesn't hear that part.
Yeah, our wives listen to the show, Spanky. You kind of just ratted us out.
Yeah, if you want to edit that out or whatever you guys want to, it is what it is.
We've already sold them. No takebacks.
Yeah, no takebacks. Yeah. All right. So real quick, you mentioned the seminars. What's something we could expect to kind of learn this year at Bet Bash in one of the seminars?
So, the last 2 Bet Bashes we've had panels, and they were great, and we're still going to have panels, which are like general audience. A lot of these seminars are going to be just based on different things that are specialized. So some of them, there's going to be a seminar on correlated parlays. One of them is going to be on survivor contest strategy. I'm just reading off my list here. Account longevity. A lot of them are going to be advanced topics. One of them will be on taxes. Another one will be on gambling and the law. In the ins and outs of sports gambling broadcast media. There's going to be a seminar on props. Possibly a seminar on fantasy football. Some people that come are interested. So there's so many different. We haven't released the whole seminar schedule yet. Another one on gambling psychology. To be a professional gambler takes a lot of a different type of person. Going to work 20 hours a day and for 7 days in a week, and you could still wind up losing money. How does one handle that psychologically? It's not natural. Everybody that goes to work, you go to work, you get paid, and that's it. You clock in, clock out, or whatever. But being a gambler, it's different. So things like this is what we're pushing for. We're probably going to release that sometime in June or July. The finalized seminar schedule. And I think there's going to be something for everybody. And a lot of these seminars are going to be running concurrently, so you're going to have to make decisions on which seminar you want to attend and which seminar you just because you can't obviously be in 2 places at one time. So you're going to have to make choices. Have
you just settled on the quantity of seminars you're going to offer?
Yeah, it's going to definitely be over 20. And we're going to have live podcasts too. So that's going to be part of the seminar thing. Guys are going to run their own podcast live at Bet Bash.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going to be well over 20, probably closer to 30. I would say 25. I don't want I don't want to commit to something, but there's going to be something for everybody. We're going to make sure that, and it's going to be a good time.
So give us a sense of the intensity then of these days. When do they start and end? How many breaks occur throughout? What's the speed of the conference like?
So, this year, what's going to happen is we're going to have tables set up, and we're going to have a lot of people, sponsors that are going to be trying to pitch a product to you, or they're going to try to either sell you something or just try to, maybe demo something. So that's going to be going on throughout the conference. In our main hallway area, and then there's going to be a seminar schedule that's going to be, every a seminar will take place every hour with certain breaks during the day. And that'll be usually the day events. The night events then becomes, we have watch parties at the Circa Sportsbook and at Stadium Swim. We'll have open bar nights at certain bars in Circa, and of course the final night's going to be the Sports Gambling Hall of Fame. Where we'll have a 4-course dinner with obviously an open bar, and then an after party at the Legacy Club. So it's going to be there's going to be usually a day event or several day events. A major night event with an open bar, and then again, you don't have to attend everything. There's just going to be there. We'll release a schedule, and some people want to just enjoy Vegas on their own. They don't want to, or let's say I want to go to 1 or 2 seminars. You could go to 5 or 6 seminars. You could only go to 1 or 2. It's up to you. And then our last day we'll have panels in the morning. There's a speed networking event our first morning where you fill out a questionnaire and you're paired up with other people, other bettors, or anyone that shares your interests. And it's like speed dating. You'll have 15 5-minute meetings with fellow bettors, trying to network and see if you guys can, if you can make matches. Me and my staff participate in that speed networking event every year, and we've made millions and millions of dollars based on those meetings. So that's kind of the reason why I love running Bet Bash. And I don't really make money off running the conference, but the people I meet there, I've made so much more than I've ever put in. So it's definitely worth participating in a lot of these events.
Yeah, help me understand. Do you mean like by finding new betting partners? Specifically, or
sure. I found new betting partners, guys. I found betting partners, beards, the whole nine. Yeah, absolutely. That's some people you could find new handicappers. Let's just say somebody comes to me and goes, "Listen, I'm an expert on UFC and I'm the best," and he'll show us his model or he'll show us some results, and we might be able to pair up with him. There's so many different ways. Betting partners and getting accounts is one thing. Maybe finding a handicapper that doesn't have money or that's not adequately bankrolled could come to guys like us that are, who are able to help you get started. It all depends, and there's so many different mixes and matches, and that's the beautiful thing about it. The speed networking thing is always a hit. And again, I always say, listen, you're gonna have 15 5-minute meetings. If you just make one connection out of those 15, it's worth the conference price alone, because that one connection is, you're gonna make $700, $800, whatever the conference cost. So it's just like it's a no-brainer, So
right.
I love the speed networking thing, and it's really been a hit. And a lot of people just come for that, believe it or not.
Yeah.
There's a guy last year. He came, did the speed networking, and left right afterwards. That's all he wanted to do. So,
all right.
Yeah, pretty cool.
We're excited to try the speed networking. So we're pretty okay gamblers, podcasters. Who are we going to get matched up with?
We also each have one thing I'm curious about, Spanky. We each have business backgrounds.
Sure.
And so part of what we're curious about, like, I have a real resume that I could bring to the event. And I'm curious about, are there opportunities for me in the gambling space, with a consumer research background and a business degree and an MBA, for a salary job with a 401k to potentially come out of something like this?
100%. In the questionnaire we ask you to fill out, it takes less than 5 minutes to fill out, is one of the questionnaires is seeking employment or someone that's looking to hire someone, and it'll pair you up with people that are looking to hire.
How about that?
Some people are in sports gambling media. Oh yeah, there's so many different interests. It doesn't always have to do with matching professional sports bettors with other bettors. Right. There's so much more other things. Guys that want to be in sports gambling media or want to be in content. The gamut, there's so many different things. The spectrum is so broad, and we kind of, we want all different walks of life to attend this and to meet with and to pair you up with the match. Again, a computer, we paired up with a company called speednetworking.com, and it's all algorithm based where you fill out your rate on a 1 through 5 scale on what kind of people you want to meet and what your interests are, and then the computer does all the matches for you. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. You're definitely going to get some duds, but like I said, all you need is one match to make it worth it. And the speed networking also, just to elaborate a little more, was designed for those people, and let's face it, in the sports gambling world, there's guys that are a lot more, it's not the most outgoing personalities. Usually the smartest guys in this business are the ones that are most introverted, the ones that are, they don't know how to carry on a conversation. A lot of guys they just want to be in front of their keyboard, and they don't know how to break the ice, walk up. Frankly speaking, a lot of guys probably never got laid in life. I'm just gonna be honest. But I don't want to be nasty, but I'm just, but these guys are smart guys, or they just might not know how to walk up to somebody and start a conversation at a bar. So this speed networking essentially forces the conversation to happen and forces people to meet other people. This is your schedule. Here it is. Go talk to each other. It's like a kindergarten thing where okay, guys, show and tell, and then everybody just shows and tells. Somebody talks for 2.5 minutes. Another guy talks for 2.5 minutes, and that's it. Time's up. But you at least could find out if there's something, a synergy could be created where you guys could come together and make something happen. Sorry to be crass, but I'm just being real.
It's great.
Totally.
We love it. Did that answer your question?
I think so.
Sorry for interjecting.
Oh, no, thank you for interjecting.
Do you have any, real quick, last question on the speed networking thing? Do you have any general advice for us to prepare?
I always, again, I'm old school. I bring business cards. But in this day and age, if you have a QR code for somebody to scan your information, you don't want to spend too much time writing stuff down because it is speed, and speed is of the essence here. So you don't want to spend too much time exchanging information. You want the information to be exchanged, so instead you're spending time talking. And so I would either bring business cards or at the least bring a QR code for your person to scan so that they have your information, and or a business card. Like, if somebody gives me a business card, I'll just write on the back of the business card what we talked about. Because again, there's 15 meetings. You're gonna forget. By the time you're in meeting 13, you're gonna forget who was that guy again. What was he talking about? What was his name? So I like to write a little tidbit down on what our meeting was and how should I follow up, et cetera, et cetera.
So print business cards.
No, man, we're going to get a QR code to our site.
Do
I already
QR
wrote it
codes,
down.
Bring stickers.
We're
I'm
in
giving
good
everybody a sticker, Spanky.
Yeah.
There you
Let's turn this back a little fun. Any contests, opportunities to win money, anything like that during the conference?
Absolutely. So last year we had a scavenger hunt that was scheduled time. This time it's going to be a conference long scavenger hunt. There's going to be a treasure somewhere in downtown Las Vegas. It's only one winner. And then there's going to be a clue or one or two clues released every day of the conference. And if so that means you could, solve the puzzles or find out what solve the puzzles, or the clues, or find out what the next clue is, at your free time, at your will. Of course, the last day when we release the last clue, that's when there's probably going to be a little bit of a rush, because if you solved everything up until that point, you can win. We're going to give out a cash prize, and I'm not sure we've determined what those prizes are, but there's definitely opportunities to win that. Definitely, so that's always a fun thing.
Do you think it's possible to win before the last clue?
We will make sure that that's not possible.
I'm going to try to outthink you.
Always looking for an edge.
Yeah, you could stumble upon the treasure. Yes, there's always a way. But we kind of want to make it so that, and we want to make it so that if somebody just sees the last clue, they're, I don't want to say clueless because they have a clue, but you need all the clues together to come up with the solution. So that's how we're going to do it. It's not going to be super complicated, but you could work in teams. It's a lot of people would work in teams, or you could run it solo, and it'll be at your on your time frame, on your convenience, and it's going to be a really fun event that it's not going to be structured like it is last year. Last year we make mistakes. We had a scavenger hunt start at 9 a.m. I realized starting anything in Las Vegas at 9 a.m. is wrong. So and it took me a couple of years to figure that out. The guys just don't wake up. The Vegas bug just bites you, and then you just realize, like, shit, guys are out drinking till 3-4 in the morning. Are they really waking up for a scavenger hunt at 9 a.m.? No. So you just realize shit like that, and we'll have a clue displayed. We're probably going to release the clues like at 1 or 2 p.m. so that people could be there and they could see it, and stuff like that.
So a lot of people are going to probably be coming out similar to us, looking to get their entries in for the Survivor contest and things like that in Vegas. Will there be proxies on site for the Circa contest?
Yeah, the proxy, we have a sponsored proxy, Vegas VHP proxy. My buddy Scott, who also runs my Spankout's customer service, Scott will be there to sign people up. And if you don't want to go with that route, there's other proxies, but I would recommend using Scott. There's different benefits to that, and Scott runs a tight ship, and he's revamped the website for the proxy. So I would always recommend somebody that's our sponsor to go with that. But that's kind of the main reason why we moved Bet Bash from April to August, so that people can sign up for the contest, because people would always have to fly out to Vegas anyway to sign up for the contest. Might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone, fly out to Vegas, attend Bet Bash, and do it all in one trip.
That's why the timing of your conference is so perfect, in my opinion. That early August window, we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, kids are out of school. We can get out for a little bit.
Yeah, but right. It is a perfect time. Keep it right where it is. Appreciate it. Real quick, are you a downtown or a strip guy yourself?
I'm a downtown guy. Circa honestly is it's a 4-star resort, and you wouldn't even it to belong. A lot of people say it's a downtown casino that you wouldn't mistake it for being on the Strip. It's such a beautiful place, and it's so modern. And I don't know if you guys have ever stayed at the Circa, but it's incredible. It's just everything is modernized, and it's a beautiful hotel. And every time I'm in Vegas, that's where I stay. I like the downtown atmosphere because I like to be able to go from one place to another within a 2-3 minute walk. Whereas when you're on the Strip, to get from one casino to another, it takes like 20 minutes. It's just over bridges and this and that, and it's hard. And you're kind of stuck in that one resort. Where downtown, you could walk around freely. And again, there's a lot of crazies downtown. Let's be honest, but I love downtown, and it's my only place I go.
I think the crazies are part of the fun. I think you had the most fun talking to the crazies.
Absolutely.
Rapid banks and Lamborghinis and plotting schemes with homeless people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we're all part of the crazies anyway to some extent, right?
Right. Those are our people, Spanky.
They're my people. I believe it.
I just feel like the vibe downtown is more of our vibe than the Strip vibe.
Yeah,
it's like
fits.
I'm not trying to drive up in a Lamborghini and roll out.
All right,
whatever.
Hit the valet. Yeah,
I like downtown.
Love it. Absolutely.
And the Legacy Club at the Circa. Listen, guy, that's top of the line. There's the best bartenders in the world up there. Yeah. My boy Dom works up there. This is really, really like that view is unparalleled in Las Vegas. So it's I'm all about the Circa. I not just because they host us and because I'm friendly with all the guys out there, but I really believe it is, try to be as unbiased as possible. It is one of the best places to stay in Las Vegas, period.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned the proxies. That's a good recommendation there. But for the big bash at the end, do you have a suit guy out there I can rent one from, or what are we talking here for dress code?
So great question. What me and my guys do is it's black tie recommended, but you could wear a suit or you could bring a suit if you'd like. What we do is we go to Men's Warehouse, and we get fitted.
Yeah.
And then they'll just take your measurements, and then you could pick up the tux at any Men's Warehouse. And there's several in Las Vegas. I think there's 2 or 3 of them in Las Vegas. So you get fitted wherever you're at. There's a Men's Warehouse anywhere. Then I pick up my tux in Vegas, and have it, and we just pick it up while we're there, and then drop it off while we're there. So it's just boom, boom, boom.
Easy
That's
peasy.
the easy, real easy.
Yeah.
That's how we all do it. Some people own a tux. I don't, because then it does. I'm trying to lose weight. So if I bought a tux now, it won't motivate me as much. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, shit, I just bought this really expensive tux. I'll stay fat now. But I don't want that. But yeah, so I kind of want to. We always just rent the tux and go from there. But that's what I would recommend. That's what me and my guys do.
Pro tip. Love it.
Great idea.
I'm excited to see Legacy Club. I haven't been there yet. I've been to Circa, of course, and Stadium Swim and all that, but I haven't been to the Legacy Club, so that'll be fun.
Do you have an under the radar spot for us to grab some food while we're in Vegas?
There's so many places downtown that are just incredible. And not just inside the Circle. Like 8 East is unbelievable. Asian food. Andiamo Steakhouse at the D is incredible. There's a couple of there's a Thai place. If you just walk down past the El Cortez, it's on the right. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
It's a Thai joint that's amazing. Oak and Ivy's another whiskey bar downtown that's really incredible. Evil Pie is a great pizza, and I'm from Jersey, so I know good pizza. Evil Pie is another great pizzeria. The list goes on, guys.
Was the Thai place temporarily closed or permanently closed?
No, it was temporarily closed. We were there last. But I have been to
the Thai spot.
La Thai, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
La Thai, that's it.
Yeah.
Now that's the one. That's, oh man, incredible.
All right. We got to get it next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. All right. Before we let you go, thank you so much for walking us through this, by the way. We really appreciate it. Can you give us just like 3 survival tips or whatever is on your brain in terms of surviving Bet Bash?
Yeah, absolutely. And I give these tips, but I always break them, unfortunately. The first one especially is to pace yourself. Whenever I'm there in Vegas and I see the people I haven't seen in a long time, I go hard the first night, and then I don't, you know what I mean? I gotta, I gotta do this for another 4 nights. So it's one of those things, and obviously, we're all older guys, and there was a time in which I could go hard, and not miss a beat. But for me at least, being in mid 40s now, my body, I can't go hard every single night. It just, my body needs a break. So my biggest survivor tip is pace yourself. The booze are flowing easy. It's open bars galore. And everybody's having a good time. But you don't have to go super nuts, and just close the bar down every night and all that. And so I would definitely recommend pacing yourself, and I would recommend just walking up to somebody and saying hello. It's people are friendly there, and if there's somebody that's not friendly, we make sure they never come back. So get out of your comfort zone. This is Las Vegas. A stranger walking up to a stranger and saying hello is standard, and it's expected. And you might meet somebody, and who knows, that one hello could lead to something, where it could be a connection that you make that could change your life.
Yeah, that's great advice. I'm kind of really excited for that. I mean, last time we went, we'd say hello to strangers and be like, "Oh, I got a sports betting podcast," and they'd be like, "Yeah, thanks for stopping by, pal."
Yeah, everyone here does, dude.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be with this crowd, Spanky. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is our people, guys. You know what I mean? If you love sports betting and you guys do a sports betting podcast, you're gonna be right at home. Did you guys come to Bet Bash, or?
This is going to be year one.
This is going to be our first year making it.
Guys, trust me, you'll this is going to be it's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it, and you're going to realize that this is the crowd I'm with. These are my people, and we're going to do everything we can to make you feel welcome. And like I said, this is for novice bettors to there's guys that are legit billionaires with a B that go there, and there's guys that probably had to save up for a long time to pay for that Bet Bash ticket and everything in between. So trust me when I tell you, everybody's represented. That guy that didn't have much money to come to Bet Bash, you could learn a lot from that guy, just as much as you could learn from the billionaires. So just keep that in mind, that don't judge a book by its cover. Be open, have good conversations, and go in there with an open mind, wanting to learn something new.
We're coming up against the early bird deadline, correct? Do you know when that is?
Yes, that's either going to be. I'm pretty sure they're going to give us a week's notice. So my team is the one who handles that. My guess is going to be a week from this Friday. So if today is the 21st, my guess it's probably going to be the 31st. That's when we're looking to have the early bird end.
Thank you so much for joining us, Spanky. You can find more information about Bet Bash via their website, betbash.co, and more content from Spanky. He's on Twitter @Spanky. Check out his podcast, Be Better Bettors. Thank you so much for joining us, Spanky. Have a great rest of your week.
Hey, thank you guys so much for the time.
All right, folks. Well, that was a great interview we just had with Spanky. Boy, he dropped a lot of information on us there, didn't he, fellas?
Yeah, I got to say, I thought I knew a lot about Bet Bash, but he brought up a lot of things. It sounds like it's going to be a fantastic program this year.
Yeah, and not just breaking down for us kind of the flow of it. And I think I have a better understanding now, kind of how the days will go and what to expect out of each day.
Yeah.
But he dropped some nuggets on us there that I don't think have been necessarily put out in the public domain, like those seminars.
Yeah, some ideas on the seminars, whether it's like, one of my favorite topic, taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We did both give each other the dorkiest look ever.
Yeah, nerds.
When he goes, yeah, we're going to be talking about taxes.
Yeah. So a number of things that I'm excited to looking forward to.
He did mention something about broadcasting.
Yeah,
sports
broadcasting
gambling media or something along that.
So that'll be fun to attend. Sounds like there's going to be a lot to choose from. And unfortunately, some hard decisions will be made.
Yes, because we don't get to go to all the sessions.
Absolutely.
We got to pick between 20 and 25.
Yeah, right.
Don't hold him to that, right?
Right, of course.
So that's awesome. Anything, Kurt? Any chance you change your mind?
I got to know what's in that scavenger hunt treasure before I make my decision.
Oh, right. I mean, I'm going to get literally employment offers because I'm going to solve the treasure hunt before the final clue. I'm just going to start digging around in dumpsters and looking under things like stages, stuff like that.
During that interview, I was already thinking in my head, like, where could they put us? Like, what are they doing here? It's okay. We know it's downtown, but where are they going with this thing?
Kurt, I want you to consider this. Don't go for the conference. Drive out. Don't go to the conference, and we'll feed you each day's clue. And you spend the entire time trying to solve the treasure hunt while we attend the conference.
Oh, man, that sounds great.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
You
I love
boots on the ground.
All right. I think we just got Kurt from a firm no to a probably no. So
probably no.
we're making progress there.
Yeah.
All right. The other important note there, early bird registration is going to be in less than probably just over a week now after this releases. So get those registrations in while you still can. I know I have to. You have, right, RJ?
Yeah.
I got to get mine in. I will in the next week.
And also, if you're still listening to this episode and you're going to be there, let us know. We'd love to meet up with you.
Yeah. Let us know if you're attending. We'll love to, hang out or whatever.
Whatever you do at conferences, we'll give you a sticker.
So cool. All right. That's going to do it for us this week, folks. Thanks again to Spanky for joining us. You can find him at Spanky on Twitter. And for more information on Bet Bash, check him out, betbash.co. Good juju to your bets, everyone. We'll talk again in 2 weeks with the author of Hot Dog Money, Guy Lawson.
I'm pretty sure if Little Caesars would let their pizza sit for a day and then air fry it, they would sell a lot more pizza.
Was it good?
It's so good.
Did you take one or two?
One. That was enough. I think I ate.
An air fried leftover Little Caesars pizza is
good.
better than.
It's so good. It comes out like hella buttery and almost like a French bread thing. That's tasty.
So I fed 50 scouts and adults Little Caesars pizza with about 6 left over for $120.
It's unbelievable. It's like, why don't you just eat Little Caesars pizzas 3 times a day?
That's about the same cost as feeding 5 people Monocle's pizza.
Oh
Is
my
that
God.
crazy? And yet they think they have to come up with muffin pizzas. It's like, what are you guys doing? Just take it back down to $5.49. We're happy. We don't want muffin pizzas.